Call to order the regular commission meeting for Monday, September the 23rd of the James Island Public Service District. Everybody stand for a minute, please. We'll have a prayer and then we'll pledge the flag.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us here safely tonight. We would like to lift up little Lyles. He's 12 years old. He's been in the hospital since Friday with an illness they cannot determine. He's doing a little better today. May he continue to progress and get better. And with your hand, you are the great physician. Heal him well. Please guide us here tonight. We have lots of things to do, and we always want to do everything in your honor. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. White, would you give us the freedom of information? Roll call, please.
Freedom of Information Act. In compliance with the Freedom of Information Act, notice of this meeting and its agenda were provided to all news media and persons requesting notification. Commissioner Brown Crouch.
Here.
Commissioner Clifford.
Here.
Commissioner Engelmann. Here. Commissioner Laughlin.
Here.
Commissioner Platt.
Here.
Commissioner Poston.
Here.
Commissioner Woolsey.
Here.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is oral and written petitions. Do we have anybody signed up tonight?
Yes. Bill Woolsey.
Good evening, y'all. On Friday, September 13th, I received an email from C.D. Rhodes, our joint attorney, and it was sent to the coordinating group for the option agreement. Alan Laughlin, Robert Wise, myself, the town administrator, Michael Timms, our attorney. And the important part is it says, please execute the attached draft and scan the fully executed agreement. This happened shortly after you all approved the contract agreement by 4-2 vote. It has not been executed as of today, this evening, 10 days later. I have a copy of the agreement here. By the end of this meeting tonight, you have an authorized chair to sign and a secretary to sign. I would love to sign it. I also have a check for $260,000 to provide to the PSD the first 3 months of our cost sharing agreement as well as our administrative fee. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Roberta Chavis.
It's Alberta. I am here on behalf of my neighborhood, White House Plantation. I've been out of commission for a good long while. My sister passed away about a year ago, and I've been at her place in Mount Pleasant trying to take care of probate. I haven't had a chance to be here to know what the latest is. I was just talking to Melissa here just a moment ago, and I talked to Marilyn earlier. We need to find out a little bit about what's going on. But my concerns might not be as bad as I'm thinking, having spoken with him about what has transpired. But I'd like to go through it anyway, just to say that my property, my husband and I live at 1287 Hampshire Road, which butts up against the back of the James Island Public Service. We are probably maybe the oldest neighbors in the neighborhood, having been there since 1966, 67. We built our home and eventually bought the lot behind us and added on to the point where we really couldn't leave. But when I heard that plans were being discussed to relocate James Island Public Service with all that meant. I was alarmed, shocked that this could actually have been even discussed as a possibility, given the fact that White House Plantation is a neighborhood. It is not an industrial park. We have young families that are still moving in with children. We still have seasoned adults such as I that live here. We've raised our children here, going to James Island, I taught at South Point for 100 years, and, you know, have seen a lot through the years. But this neighborhood has been a safe haven for children and folks that have lived in this neighborhood. We've not had any serious problems. However, I can see that if we reach that point ever where, you know, the sanitation people are going to be located there, we will have a multitude of problems. Rats, rodents, every kind of scavenger that we can think of would be everywhere. The noise, incessant noise, the smells, the traffic. Our children wouldn't be safe. We have a lot of children that walk to and from school in the afternoons and the mornings, and we were talking about big vehicles.
Make sure we have the address.
I've written it down.
Cynthia McDonough?
Yes, that's,
I was afraid I ran the wrong
hi,
one.
my name is Dr. Cynthia Mignano. For those of you who don't know me, I've met some of you previously. I'm running for town council. For one, I would like to say thank you to everybody who worked so hard at James Island PSD to get all the debris off of our streets. You guys have like busted your behinds, and we really appreciate it. My husband and I are chiropractors. I just want to take a minute to introduce myself. We have a practice here on Folly Road, and if I'm elected, then I look forward to working with all of you to further enhance our beautiful island that we have. And I'm concerned about housing density, crime, and traffic, and I want to help protect our beautiful island so that it still has the charm and appeal that makes so many people want to live here. And that's all I really had to say. So thank you very much.
That's it.
Well, okay. And now we have the August, management report.
Thank you. I was asked to get with the three department heads to talk about a summary on the hurricane situation, and also get an update on the BSNA accounting system. It's all right, I'd like to start with Chief. Chief, if you could give your summary on the hurricane, I'd appreciate it.
We have some
What is BS and A stand for?
Not what you think.
No, different stuff.
James, you want to answer that?
I don't have that right off, I can get that to you.
Never mind.
If you don't have enough, I've seen this.
I got another one. I'll share.
It's all right.
All right, you can look at this. I'm in charge of it.
So not really reading through the whole handout, you guys can read that for yourself, but this is a period from Wednesday, September 4th to Friday, September 6th, which really encompassed most of the hurricane stuff that we did. Normal emergency calls received, we received 119 calls for service, in which what I call our frontline units, which are the 2 engines, the rescue, and the ladder truck, and the battalion chief went out and answered calls. We staffed 4 auxiliary units. I had a chainsaw crew with me. We had another Tahoe that had a chainsaw crew, a squad, and then our brush truck had chainsaw crew with an inflatable rescue boat. Between all of those auxiliary crews, we removed 100 trees from the roadway. The only ones that we really could not get out of the roadway were the ones that had power lines and such like that. Walter staged a piece of equipment, front end loader with us at the fire station. Chief Smiley, he was able to operate that piece of equipment. So when we had trees that were much larger and not capable for humans to mess with. Brian came in behind the chainsaw crews after they de-limbed those trees and pushed them out of the roadway so we could keep them open for residents and emergency vehicles and anybody else that needed to get through the island. As you can see, we had 10 trees that were blocked by power lines, and then there's the dates on front and back of what we did at the Emergency Operations Center. We began full staffing at 24 hours on the 3rd, did the same through the 4th and the 5th, and then we ended at a little bit after 6 o'clock on the 5th, and then we had the final meeting and conference call with the county Friday afternoon on the 6th. So the crews worked all during the storm. We never reached sustained winds of 50 miles an hour over here. We did have some larger gusts, but it was my goal, as long as it was safe for our personnel to be out there operating, to do all we could to keep the island.
Thank you.
Unless anybody has any questions. All right, thank you.
Y'all did a great job too.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Mr. Hoffman?
Pretty much.
I'm David Hoffman. I am the Director of Wastewater Services. Our hurricane preparation started in May by servicing and load testing all of our portable and stationary generators. Portable pumps were inspected and made ready. Backup power for the administration, wastewater, and fleet buildings were also inspected. Days prior to the Hurricane Dorian, all generators were fueled, loose items on the complex were moved inside the buildings and was shuttered and sandbagged. All computer equipment was covered with protective sheets and data was backed up. Anything on the floors was placed in a higher location. Normal operations continued until wind reached levels unsafe to operate vehicles on the road. We also assisted the fire department with tree removal using our backhoe. I don't know if we actually used him or not, but he was there. When the decision was to close GIPSD offices was made on Monday, September the 2nd, 2019, Labor Day. Our GIS coordinator, Kelsey, came in to change the phone system status from normal operating hours to the mainline phone reading to be closed due to inclement weather. External backup of report data was created. Websites were updated daily pre-storm with the SITREP reports provided by the chair of the EOC, Sean Engel. Kelsey remained on call throughout the storm for daily website updates and emergency map updates September 4th, 5th, and 9th. With hazards pertinent to James Island, such as power lines down, trees blocking roads, etc. During the storm, power was lost to 27 pumping stations. 12 fences at stations were damaged. Once the wind died down, the crew started assessing our sewer system and pumping the stations without their own power generator were being pumped down by rotating the portable generators. Crews worked around the clock until all stations were back on line power. All stations had regained power by the following Monday, September the 9th, 2019, 2 non-reportable SSOs, sanitary sewer overflows, occurred. Sanitary sewer overflows occurred during this process. After the hurricane, the complex was returned to operational status by that Saturday. An inspection of the complex found that one ceiling leak in the men's restroom and administrative building, and the fence was intact, which was greatly damaged during Matthew, and the gate was still operational. There were 2 small trees leaning on building 3 side fence, and an awning was blown off the solid waste building. I was also asked to talk about the overflow that occurred at Pump Station 1 on 9/9/2019. The main 48 breaker that feeds the control power transfer tripped. This took the 110 volt power to the control tower. This power issue also took out the ability for the high level float to send signals on the high level water alarm. The same power issue that caused the 8 amp circuit breaker in the SCADA panel to trip. This was an unfortunate domino effect that may have been triggered by power surges incoming from the Dominion Energy. One other note: this station will be replaced in the next couple of years. Once we finish Pump Station 2, we'll move to Pump Station 1, which is a downgrade to that station because it won't be pumping all the fluid that's going through Pump Station 2. Do you have any questions?
So there was an SSO on Harborview Road at that time,
Yes.
and that pipe, you had problems, is that the one we're replacing?
No, this is a pump station. It wasn't
No,
pumping.
no, I mean, where the leak was, down near the Osprey nest.
That's not ours. That's CWS's. They're gonna replace that. That's not ours.
No, I'm talking about the one on, the ninth.
That was the pump station. The water was coming out of the manholes in front of
Yeah.
the station.
Okay, so
There
it wasn't a leak,
anything
it was
wrong
just
with
coming
the
out of the manhole. Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
They were merely tripped, there was no real damage to your
No,
boards or
just
anything?
Flipped it back on.
David, I have a question that has nothing to do with Airfield Joy.
Sure.
And looking at the gallons transported, 9 million extra gallons from this year over last year.
Get more people on the island now.
That many, huh? So we, okay, thank you.
All right, thank you all.
That's the reason we need to keep all the pump stations in full operation.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Jasmine, would you please do your?
I apologize, I made copies for everybody and left them in my printer tray, so I will email everyone a copy. I apologize for that. You know, as far as prep work, we don't really have a lot. We staged all our vehicles on 9/3. We put them on the highest ground we could find, which seems to be a food line. We then informed the residents on the same day that the solid waste service will be shut down before the notice. On 9/6, the day after the storm, I came in, we had some folks in here, and we brought everything back to 7 Point. And on 9, the following Monday is when the recovery operations began. Very brief update on recovery. This is day 13, I believe. A little under 400 loads and about 10,000 cubic yards that we've hauled. That's not the contractors, that's us. I don't have any totals from the contractors yet. They are working on separating that out by area, so we were promised that 4 days ago, we haven't seen it yet. I don't know exactly what they call it, but we are looking right along. I feel like we're a couple weeks ahead of where we were in Matthew. As far as operationally, we're certainly further ahead than we were in Matthew. That's really about all I have, unless anybody has any questions. Yes.
I had a constituent call me that lives in the Linwood subdivision,
Yep.
and I can't remember if he said pickup was on Tuesdays or Thursdays, but do you think y'all might be getting to them?
I hate to give out, because I don't wanna give out false information, but we're hoping to be in that area very soon. Again, the contractor's gonna be in there before us, they could be in there, but we're hoping to be in there. I mean, I hate to even say what day.
What do the
soon.
contractors do?
The contractors are here to pick up all the heavy debris. There are areas in the silo that if we were to go into, we could probably spend days in there. If we went into Fort Johnson Estates, my crews could probably spend a good solid 5 or 6 days just in there. That's how heavy the debris is. That's what we want the contractors handling. We want them to go in there with, you know, they have 170-yard trucks and I have 24-yard trucks, so we want them in there, you know, getting all the heavy debris. We started at one end of the island, they started at the other, and the hope is that we're gonna be meeting in the middle. Very happy with the way the whole operation's gone. Again, we have a long way to go yet, but the county's been more cooperative, the city, everybody's been working, we've worked much better together this storm than the few that I've seen in the past.
Would you be able to reach out to the contractor to find out his progression rate?
Progression rate. it's
Well, like how
always-
far, how they're going through one end of the island, y'all are going to the other?
Yeah, I can give you, we update the Facebook page every day, and there's usually some maps in there that tells you where they've been. The only information I get from the.
Because this way I can direct my constituent to,
Yeah,
okay.
you can direct them to me also. I mean, if anybody has any questions, feel free to call the Solid Waste Department. We'll answer any questions to the best of our ability. I try to limit, I shouldn't say the word limit, I try to be careful of the information I put out there,
Right,
because,
okay.
you know, sometimes putting something out that doesn't come to fruition is worse than not putting anything out at all, so, but anyways, that's where we're at. Anybody else have any questions?
I just want to tell you, despite unwarranted criticism, I think you're doing a superb job.
Well, I greatly appreciate that, thank you,
You're doing a great job.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to take a minute to mention Steve. I mean, he wasn't on the list, but he made sure that all of our vehicles were ready for the storm. All of them, reserves, frontline, made sure that the fire department's equipment was ready and ready to rock and roll. And so all the departments had everything they needed to go into the storm, thanks to Steve and his folks, and they put in some extra hours. His group also volunteers every time to drive vehicles, assist, and to be on call to respond to any vehicles that break down at any time during the event, and he's done that before, so point that out, thank you for that.
Since we heard all the wonderful report, that's exactly why I have item number 9 that I'd like to show my appreciation. I think this is an appropriate.
You have to vote to move the
We
agenda.
have to vote for it to be out of sequence.
I'm just,
I make a motion, we, move number 9 up.
second.
Is Mr. Wise finished?
I have one more report.
Just one more. Go ahead and finish it.
It was a request for the update to the BSA accounting system. James, please.
I think last Monday, September 16th, it was like 5:45 PM, I sent you all an email on some of the issues that some of the residents or customers were saying were a issue with the software. Most of the software issues that we've had were user error, where they're using our old browser, and I think I updated all this last time, where they were putting in an incorrect name. And all those have been addressed, and I think I addressed all that stuff in the email, but I wanted to see what else you guys had, or have heard, or what other questions you have on the software.
People just told me they just had difficulties, and, I haven't tried it myself, so I don't know
And again,
what
there
the
was
experience is, but,
there was a packet that went out with everything back starting in May when we started advertising, and I think you got all, I think Alan forwarded all this to you, all the stuff, but the biggest issue we came across was last month was ACH didn't happen, which is the automatic withdrawals on people who set that up. We got 1,600 customers, out of 7,000 that happens.
260 of those did not happen. And so we had the software company write a letter that it was their error, not any part of the James Allen PSC. It was something they forgot to set up when they set up the system. So we sent a letter to those 260 saying this month 2 will come out, and here's why, and here's what happened. But the ladies up front and myself have been very diligent about answering, and I can't say every email, but any email and any phone call we've had to address those issues. And most people have responded positively about what's going on once they understand how to use the system and get to the correct site. So, yes, ma'am.
I saw, the email from the older customer that
Right.
just felt like there's a little brash in the addressing of them for not paying, that you're very prideful to be paying their bills on time. Maybe I'll reconsider the verbiage or to thank.
And again, that was something that is automatically sent out since they were an ACH customer correctly. It was sent out correctly, but I can see how they took it as threatening or brash. And so we've got with the software company, we're rewording those. I think you got some text one day back a month ago. And so we're recorrecting how those are sent out and when they're sent out and when people can pick and choose what to receive. So, and we did address that one that I think Ms. Woodley got from the mayor. But again, we're just asking that everything's going well. Nobody has been overcharged. I can't say that. There were some people that were undercharged we found, but nobody has been overcharged or incorrectly charged. So we're just asking for your support, and certainly I will take any call that is forwarded to me and certainly talk to the people. We want this to be a success. It's a great system. It's just working through these kinks. We did have BSNA send us somebody 4 days next week at their cost that's going to be here all day, all week, so that we can get through the billing properly and get through everything and answering these questions, everything. So we have addressed that with Mr. Wise's support.
Well, there's nothing worse than having a hurricane during the middle of a
Sure,
software
sure.
update.
And the billing and all was delayed and everything, yes ma'am. So I just want you to be reassured that certainly call me or ask me. I'll be glad to even come over to my office and walk you through it. It is a great system. It's a lot better and more capable for reporting for the department heads and everything than what we've had, so.
Did you touch on a few of those highlighted things that we're so proud of, like the ability for them to look at their general ledger of all their expenditures?
Yeah, so we used to send out reports every month. Now I think all the department heads, and anybody can correct me certainly if I'm wrong, they can pull up their own reports at any time. They're live, so if a payment's made, or a bill is cut, or a check is cut, they can see their information live anytime. They can pull up a numerous reports. Before it was one report I believe y'all got each month. Now they can pull up a number of reports. They have access to everything. Everything's transparent.
You have more history now that you can talk to the customer.
We do have more history, right?
History
Right.
information.
And the customer can actually see their bill and reprint their bill, which is something we couldn't do before.
And of course, the online, now allow everybody can do themselves.
And they can choose, right, they can choose what they want to receive, not receive text, email,
Haven't we had
text.
some increases in that? What are the numbers now?
Right now, we're at about 19.5% of people have enrolled, physically enrolled. You can certainly go on there anytime and pay your bill one time and do it every month like that. We've had 19% enrolled though in the system, which a month in is pretty good.
That's a high percentage, so fresh start
Right,
like that.
right. So. Any questions?
Go call you.
Please do, and come on over, I'll be glad to show you the system. Thank you.
Right before I came over here, Leo and James had a minute to review this. They sent over the budget update for the fire station. It's just for information. It's a 3-page document. Just wanted to get it to you all. This is reflecting the July 22nd meeting where you all made some changes to the items. Chief got a copy of it in the list and he signed off on it. James did too. But this is where they went back and took the actual meeting and applied those things that were discussed and changed the construction amount to that 6.1 million. So this is the outcome of that information.
I thought the bottom line thing was 6.2, was it 6.1?
That 6.1 was what was voted
Because I
on.
made that motion, but I thought it was 6.2.
6.1 and the contractor was chosen that night.
When are they gonna start?
We've had a little bit of trouble with permitting, but I just saw an email today that they think they got that resolved, so we can go on and get the disturbance permitting. So, but once that's done, and you all can have a shovel, anytime you want, to go out there and, you know, break the ribbon and push cold shovels into the dirt. If you're interested, you can just let, whoever know the date that would be convenient for you all to do that.
I think, I think it'd be very, very good, for these folks to send us this information. I hate to get information during the meeting. It's very disruptive and you can't really see what's going on. I'd like to get these things before the meeting.
Well, unless he said he just got it, right? Yeah.
Look, we know that the meeting is on the fourth Monday, so I'm not gonna accept that as an answer. We need to get these things beforehand so we could study it and talk about it.
I understand. This was just finalized at the end of last week, and the department heads was involved to review it and sign off on it, and then they finalized it. This also helps them with the contractor on pricing, they take this dollar amount and be able to work with the contractors on the sub. So,
Did they fix the sign yet, and did they ever find the old sign?
the old sign was supposed to come this way. I have not heard whether, David, have you seen the old sign? Oh, David's gone.
He left, yeah, he left.
Hey, other David, have you by any chance seen the sign that came off the site at the fire station site? They were supposed to send it over. I'll follow up on that and see where it went. The contractor has their sign. And they will be putting a fencing all the way around for safety's sake and everything else, and it will be a hard at building, of course, you guys.
What's that red fuel tank thing?
That's left over from, what's that? Chief, do you recall, it's left over from the people were there?
They were using it to fill their backhoe and other equipment when they were taking out the first foundation. So I imagine they started on the second foundation today, it looks like, so I imagine I don't know what the name is.
All right, that's my report.
Anything from Mr. Wise?
Good job, Melissa. And Will.
I guess we have a motion on the floor.
Second.
Not yet.
Oh, it's about moving number
Oh,
nine.
moving on.
Yeah.
And it was seconded, right?
Yes.
Let's just vote on it.
Any dis-
Okay, couldn't we do this by consensus? There's no objection.
Yeah, you can
I
say
don't
that.
have-
Technically, moving an agenda item, I think pursuant to FOIA, you have to do it 24 hours in advance. And it's an
Okay.
emergency
Yeah,
circumstance. If you just want to follow FOIA requirements.
Okay, so we wait. Okay, next thing on the agenda, and everybody's gonna love to hear this, one is the executive session. I move that we move into executive session for the purpose of receiving legal information and advice for, make sure I say this correctly, FOIA compliance. Second issue is the election for officers, and the third is a personnel matter. So we've got three issues that we're going to discuss.
I thought, we tabled that for you, when we voted, didn't we
No,
table it?
let's get the second first, and then we can do the discussion.
Yeah.
The motion.
Second.
Okay, now,
I thought we tabled that, for you, that, it was tabled. Did we table that
We
at what?
tabled it not to have it at a meeting, but not during a
and that was about a FOIA report.
Okay.
This is FOIA compliance.
Just for clarification.
Any other discussion? Ms. White?
Commissioner Brown Crouch,
Yes.
Commissioner Clifford,
Yes.
Commissioner Engelmann,
Yes.
Commissioner Laughlin,
Yes.
Commissioner Platt,
No.
Commissioner Poston,
Yes.
Commissioner Woolsey.
No.
Motion carries 5-2.
Okay, we're gonna be taking some time in executive session. Now to the consent agenda, and,
Did we discuss what went on in executive session, what motion would come out
oh,
of that?
no, we didn't, thank you, ma'am, I stand corrected. We are back from executive session, we've had discussions and legal, information given to us, and no action was taken. So,
Now,
number
what
six.
will we do with the Clippers coming out of executive session?
Well, and it's,
How do you,
she can.
Four
We
commissioners
can-
request
we
a
can-
special meeting, we can have one.
Yep.
right.
I
we-
request a special meeting on Monday. Do I have to
Second
write it for
one.
you?
She's got the agenda item.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
can.
I'd like to make a motion that we have a special meeting on Monday, September 30th, at 6 PM for the purposes of appointing Chris Seabolt as the interim district administrator.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. Because I sense majority support for this, I will vote with the majority, but with the concern that we have been doing a disservice to our constituents by scheduling so many special meetings, special for things that could be deferred without any damage to the James Island PSC. Thank you.
I would like to comment, Commission Chair, may I be recognized?
Yes, ma'am?
I believe the exact opposite, because we're making the citizens aware that there's a lot of stuff to be done, we have limited time to do it, and we want them to hear from them as well. So we will see them Monday night at 6 PM on September 30th.
So we're gonna have a special meeting and a public hearing at the same time?
Public comment.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to make sure that there are two items on the agenda. First thing is the public comment, and second would be the appointment.
And just in case, executive session. Right?
Just in case.
Just in case.
Okay,
Monday.
For the possibility to receive
Advice from our attorney about.
advice from our attorney on
Personnel
Personnel
matters.
matters.
Personnel matters.
Yep.
The usual suspects.
just think we all.
Would you like me to amend the
To
motion
do
to
this
include
for
all three of
ourselves.
those?
Okay, that's just for the.
Okay, Ms. White, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Brown Crouch,
This is for what now?
It's a special meeting.
Special
Yes.
Commissioner Clifford,
Yes.
Commissioner Engelmann,
Yes.
Commissioner Laughlin,
meeting? Yes?
Commissioner Platt,
Aye.
Commissioner Poston,
Yes.
Commissioner Woolsey.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay. Now we do the consent agenda. And this is unless anybody has any corrections to make, we can vote on all of the minutes at one time as approved.
Also moved.
Second it.
So, after it's been moved and seconded, then there's option to make corrections?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You're
So,
on.
item, Administrative Committee, August 26. 3B, it reads, Mr. Platt, open for comments. We're going to ask for proof and employment ads placed in the newspaper. Have two problems with that kind of, it is so unlike me, it would be so out of character for Commissioner Platt to demand proof. I always take it face value, I have for a quarter of a century, the staff that they've done, so,
I haven't had a chance to give them to you yet, but here they are.
Whatever.
I thought somebody else did.
They want Lisa.
Ask for proof.
Yeah.
or a newspaper ad.
But it sounds like,
Just Clifford, just put
I
it,
was,
just ask for the
questioning,
actual ad.
to ask the staff.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how the ad read, if it included the caveat that they have to be a resident of James Island. That's why I said we're not gonna get very many applicants in freaking Atlanta. They're gonna load up their hopes and dreams and hop into a car and hope that it all works out with Charleston when they paid $500 billion to live on
I
the
believe
island.
it was Clifford who asked for that proof, not you.
It was me.
So change that to Clifford.
That's an error, it's an error,
Okay,
okay.
and, the second part of that, he would schedule another meeting in the evening. Guess, just to editorialize and append that, to say that he promised that, make a good faith effort to schedule all of the meetings in the evening.
Yeah, thank you for that consideration. I like my day job.
Okay, so Ms. White, you have those corrections? Any other corrections on any of the other needs? Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Brownco?
Yes.
Commissioner Clifford?
Yes.
Commissioner Engelmann?
Yes.
Commissioner Laughlin?
Yes?
Commissioner Platt?
Aye.
Commissioner Poston?
Yes.
Commissioner Woolsey?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
And we have the note of the one correction, the correction to one of the meetings.
Can I add one thing quickly on this? I would like our application to be corrected. I really think it looks bad on us to say the district administrator right above the signature of the two people that signed it. Oh, maybe there's something to that.
Solid waste?
What did we waiting for?
I'm still trying to find which one she's talking about.
She's not talking about minutes.
No, she's talking about the actual application for the district administrator's position.
Something y'all got in the previous meeting.
It's on our website, I think. It's on our website, isn't it?
The application.
Yeah, it's a typo on the website.
I don't have any of the applications, so this is just the,
You look at that, Lisa signed here, you signed here, right above it, it said district administrator.
I believe that's the position description that you're talking about.
There's something you and Alan signed, that's all
It's
I
not
know.
longer posted on the website.
okay, we will look at it and get it correct, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All of these emails.
All right, solid waste committee,
Haven't had any since the last.
No, but that is something that we will need to be planning for in the very near future, as I see he's no longer here tonight, but Walter Desmond has said that, like at the last meeting, he was stating he would be very happy to get together with us and give more explanation. And so I was going to actually ask if we could do that next week, or certainly.
You email.
And that's what I'm gonna do since, but yeah.
I would like us to stop raining down on Walter with the job he's got to do right now.
Oh, I know, he just kept.
doesn't need constant criticism.
Oh, he does
He's doing an
wonderful things.
excellent job, ask anybody in my neighborhood, but this constant criticism is ridiculous.
That's why it'll be good to, like he said, he didn't wanna go too into it at the last meeting, but it was, he said, that's why he was saying he wants us to get together so he can give us that information. We can share it with the public, for him, so, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to know, what law in the Facebook thing Walter wrote and on our website, it said it'd be a violation of some law if they pick up the debris in the town. What law are we talking about?
That may have been a misspeak, I don't know well myself, but I do know that there's an agreement. And part of the signature thing with the MOU with the county, so that we don't have people tripping over each other on that kind of situation.
So what does that have to do with debris pickup in the town?
Well, the town is part of the island, which is part of the county, and the county does the control for the entire county. And everybody who does the pickup signs a MOU with the county as part of their IGA, intergovernment agreement.
Well, you sent out an email and said that the PSD decided last year that they wouldn't be picking up county debris.
No,
What did it say then?
it says if the town activates an IGA and signs an MOU with the town is accepting responsibility for the area within the town boundaries. And is saying that, even though the county has assigned, I'm not gonna say this right,
Well, I think the town is responsible for 20% of the cost, if FEMA covers the rest of the private haulers.
I'll tell you what, I will get you more information as to how it is rated.
Okay.
Chief Seabolt has his hand up.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Chairman Huff.
You're not taking this?
Yes, Chief.
I don't want to speak entirely for Walter, but he did not write that.
Okay.
His comments were altered after he submitted them. He told me that the other day and tonight. So if you would actually want to get the down and dirty, call Walter and ask him.
Well, we talked to him, that's what I don't understand. He's saying one thing and the Facebook page and our website say something else.
He said that at the last meeting.
He did, yes, he said that it had been edited to include words that were not spoken by him, which I find to be very, very, very disturbing and not at all
You know, you
acceptable.
can edit and change your Facebook page and you can change your website and take that paragraph out of there.
Anyway.
He never speaks negative about the town. And the town has done nothing but negative about him. And that's, you know.
Sandy, I'd like to speak quick about it. Shall I copy it and send it to me? I've never
Everybody,
saw it.
I would like to move on to number 9. Commissioner,
Did you,
Brown
we didn't vote, did we vote on 8?
There's no vote,
I mean,
there's no vote,
committee
it's just a report.
Okay, waste,
So we're number 9.
okay. I asked for a debriefing day for the staff because everybody, during the storm, everybody risked their lives. That was a terrible storm. A lot of big trees came down and just everybody was out trying to do the best they can. And I feel that, we have been bad-mouthed, we as the commissioners have been, out to get the staff, this kind of stuff, these kinds of rumors. So I wanted the staff to know that I wanted each of them to get a I care about you day. A day where they can feel like we care about you. And so a free day. So, at their choice. For all the hard work, and they have put their life in danger during the whole entire year. The storm is just one thing. But, I feel like this is our way of saying, thank you and I care about you.
Maybe you should suggest having an extra holiday or paid leave, maybe around Thanksgiving or Christmas, or they can pick their own time.
Well, I feel like it's just a free day that they can do whatever, whenever. That's my,
Why
motion.
don't we think about having a luncheon for them and
I'm
just
just
be
putting
them,
it
not bring the commissioners, cause that way it takes away from them. And just have a luncheon for them, maybe here in the
You can do
little
it.
building
Yeah.
across the way.
If I may, Do you mind, Tamara, if I ask if you have an
Not
objection?
at all.
And what is your opinion on this?
Well, I think it's a great idea. She mentioned around Christmas or Thanksgiving, and that's probably not a good thing to put a stipulation on when around the holidays, because some
Right.
people have, you know, exchange to, I feel like they should have the liberty to use it whenever
Whenever.
they would
Yes.
like.
And
Yeah.
my motion is,
An extra
the
8-hour
choice, yes.
I don't know how this is gonna hurt our budget, but
Well,
I'll leave it up to y'all.
I think
What do you think? It'll
that
be a
it's a
wash.
good idea, I like the sound of it. I did check with, finance, and for us to do all of the employees with one day is a little over $26,000. That's what it'll cost.
Well, maybe if we cut out some of the consultant, we can get the money and, give it to the, I think, we can sit here and we can talk about money. These guys put their life out, you know, I watched that storm. I woke up, I saw trees, big trees moving, they could have been killed, they put their life, we gotta think about that. That is our way to say, I care about you, I do. I can only speak for Inez Brown Crouch.
Why don't we just look at maybe box lunches one day or something? What do you think, Tamara? What do you think? That sounds like a lot of money for $6,000 to me, but,
Maybe you wanna ask Lisa, I'm not
What do you-
big
what
on
do you
box
think?
lunches. She could probably give you some input.
the
Her and
figure
she-
that the chief financial officer gave me, I'm sure is true, but that day has been budgeted for in our budget. And it would be more of a challenge for the operation
Oh,
to schedule the day off than it would to meet the budget for it.
what I'm saying, I'm not asking for everybody to be off at the same time. I said a choice. You can do whatever you want. I work in administration. You can do exactly what you want. So, that's all I have to say. I put my heart out. I care about you guys. I feel like, and that's all I have to say. I rest my case.
Yes, I'd just like to commend Ms. Rampart for having such a good, generous heart. I don't think that, staff really expects any kind of monetary reward for doing their job. Indeed, as Chief Civil could attest, his staff essentially is at risk of losing their life any day of the year. As far as hurricanes, the season is not over yet, and there'll be hurricanes every year. I think it's very appropriate to express our appreciation, and I'd be happy to stand up right now and give him a standing round of applause. Also think about our constituents, we've gotten a lot of flack for last year's tax increase and everything. I don't think we've said the wrong thing. But again, we should thank them, of course we should thank them, and pray for them.
I think one thing with this is a lot of these constituents couldn't have even gotten out of their driveway without the firemen that they're cutting trees, especially on Riverland Drive. My heavens to Betsy, it's awful. And, I think there's nothing wrong. They won't all say, I wanna be off Friday, December
Right.
31st or whatever. But that way, if they take off a Thursday, they get a 4-day weekend somewhere. And I see
It
nothing
can
wrong.
be done if they want to do it. It can be done.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's all I have to do is present what my heart tells
That
me.
motion second?
Was it a motion?
I don't know.
I didn't hear.
Well, she made it a motion.
She did, okay, I didn't hear her make a motion.
Will somebody second it?
Alright,
I don't know.
I will
What
second
is
that then. I second the motion. Would you like to make a motion again? Or state it so that we do hear, because
My
this side of the
motion.
table didn't hear.
My motion is that, because all of the staff, I didn't want to point out just this group, I feel everybody gave their life, they gave everything they had, this year,
Just a motion.
Just a motion.
Not the discussion, just a motion so that Ms. White can record it, please.
then why didn't you do it?
Just say,
It's your motion.
My motion is to, give everybody a day off of their choice.
And it
Second.
was seconded by Commissioner Post. Okay, we've had the discussion, would you call for the vote, please?
Commissioner Brown Crouch.
Yes.
Commissioner Clifford.
Yes.
Commissioner Engelmann.
Yes.
Commissioner Laughlin.
I'm gonna abstain.
Commissioner Platt.
No.
Commissioner Poston.
Yes.
Commissioner Woolsey.
No.
Motion carries 42.
Thank you.
And I'm sure
Okay,
the
any
attorney will come back next
correspondence
time
or-
telling us where that was wrong.
Any correspondence or newspaper articles? Yes, ma'am.
I wouldn't call it a correspondence, but, late Friday night, I was coming back from my other job at exactly 3:11 in the morning. I heard the most god-awful crash that I said somebody just died. I jumped up, walked down the street, dialing 911. I want you to know the James Island Fire Department, engine 801, and a battalion chief was on the scene in 1 minute 30 seconds. And the car that was in the La Hacienda parking lot, you wouldn't even recognize it as a car. I got pictures, I got a picture of the engine. I didn't even know there was a car because the engine was like right there. Then there was another car there, but they were on the spot, just like they were the day that my grandfather died in 1977. They've never, ever, ever not been the first ones on the scene, and I think you should be commended for that. And I know you saved a life that night because I sat there and watched the whole thing, so thank you.
Thank you very much. I also just want to say I was on the street at the same time, and as you know, now being over at Bayfront, so I drove down a little further than I typically turn, go to Ingalls, because I went to see, and I was, thank you so much. You all are wonderful.
Okay, do we have any additional oral or written petitions? Anybody else signed up again?
Can I speak again? I would like to say that the document was on Tamara's desk, which she's brought to me, and I will take it to Town Hall and get our town clerk to sign it. And I gave the check to Tim, so we're all good.
So what you're saying is we need two
So you need
signatures?
signatures?
Yeah, the two of us, he stated that at the beginning.
No, you,
No,
no, we're
it's
good.
already signed.
Okay.
He just, his
He's not,
signature.
all right. You had said something about two of us would need to sign something.
Well, I had a blank one that needed signing.
All right.
Doesn't need signing.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn,
Second.
seconded. 9 o'clock.
I got a headache now, but.
Cameron, you wanna call the roll?
Commissioner Brown Crouch.
Yes.
Commissioner Clifford.
Yes.
Commissioner Engelmann.
Yes.
Commissioner Laughlin.
Yes.
Commissioner Platt.
Aye.
Commissioner Poston.
Yes.
Commissioner Woolsey.
yes.
Motion carries unanimously.